So, hello there and welcome here again with our training, Danny Nedelko. All of you, my friends here from different parts of the world, let us know where is that you're connecting from. I know that there's people from Hungary and Nigeria. My friend Oyubola, how are you, my friend? So, all right, and as probably, you're gonna probably see this also on a replay. I am going to encourage you to, leave some of the comments under these posts because probably you're gonna be watching these on um, Facebook and also YouTube. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Today we do have our recognitions, and I am very, very happy uh, to see many of the things happening. Let me check around in our community. So we do have our top enrollers. We also have a word from encouragement to everybody. There is a lot of people in our company, and I don't know if you've seen it. There's new people coming in, brand new ranks, people who actually, get things done, and not only things done, but the people who are, taking advantage of what we have. How many of you know that we do have a promo? Type it here in the chat. Let me translate that. Um, Alitza, one day I'm going to be able to speak Hungarian. I promise you that. At least the basics, right? To order food and to talk to you guys properly. Let me check. I'm translating these. Alrighty. So,
Most
and
igen. Igen, most hallom.
okay, perfect, perfect. So let me check here.
Szívesen.
So Igen means that everything's okay, right? Okay, so now it's working. The translation was not working. Now it's working. Alrighty. So what I wanted to tell you is I want to do today something a little bit different because there's a few of us, which is really great. So it's gonna be really good if we go through different questions from you guys because I can have here the longest training, but I think that is more beneficial if, right now, any of you or all of you ask me any questions about anything you want to know. Like, maybe could be, I'm having problems with this, I'm struggling with this area, I would love to know more about how is that I can improve this other area. So all right, so we have people from Hungary, from the Balkan region. We're Jalika, are you in Croatia or Serbia? I think you're in Croatia, right? And Amabella is in Italy. So today we will go into recognitions, of course, and I will go into questions and answers because I think it's very valuable that all of us actually come and we have different challenges. I know that there are challenges for everybody, and I would like to personally know what is that you're struggling with. And I also have a word of encouragement for all of you about, really taking these last days of this year seriously so we can go further into the next year and be successful. Right now, I'm going to tell you one thing. It's not a time to just go to sleep and see what happens because everybody is on holiday mode. Maybe you have your job that you how many of you do have a job, or a business outside of NH Global? Just type it here in the chat. If you don't want to type it, that's fine, but just type it here. I do have a job, and everybody's preparing to go on a holiday mode. Okay, Jellica has a job. Who else has a job? Alex, that's awesome. Awesome. Amabella. How about Ojavola? Tell me, Ojavola. All right, so, you know, Do you guys get days off during the season? Just type it here in the chat. Let me see. I would love to know about this. Let me check. Yes or no? Or do you get your holidays through the days off? No, you don't. Oh my goodness. Okay, you get your holidays throughout the year, I guess. Who else has something to say here? Let me check. Okay, so Jellica says no, but let's assume that a lot of people will have different different seasons of when they are actually getting to getting to, let me check, getting to have their holiday season. But I want to tell you one thing. In network marketing, most of the people that do network marketing, either full time or part time, do have this mindset, that the end of the year, those who are professionals, and I want to really invite you to take this approach. During the end of the year, it is when most of the things get done, when most of they had to say, most of the even sales get done. And I'm going to tell you why. Because even if you do have time, Amabel is saying that she only has from the 25th to the 26th. So that's amazing. You guys, are working, and that's great. There are some places in the US and also in Europe and in other parts of the world where, people are busy. People are, doing things with their families. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, I do, but I know that in our culture here in the US and in Mexico, people tend to just even tell you, let's connect next year. Why? Because everybody is doing something. Everybody has plans. Everybody has, the dinners, the gifts, the end of the year. Will you agree with me? Just type it here in the chat. Yes, no. Like, do you get to see a lot of people? Type here in the chat number 5 if you get to see a lot of people during this season and meet new family members or meet family. Type number 5. And type number 6 if you don't. Let me see. Because I want to give you a word of encouragement, but we go to our recognitions and then we're gonna go straight into questions and answers. So let me translate what Alex is telling me. Um, no, there's no holiday in Ukraine, not even for Christmas. We work every day. Okay, so um, I want to understand. Okay, Amabella doesn't get with a lot of people. That's good. Jellica just close family. In Ukraine, you don't have holidays. Alitza, can you clarify? Holiday, you mean time off, vacations, or no work? Or do you mean that you don't celebrate uh, Christmas and New Year's? I would like to understand because I have this question because the translation is a little bit strange because it says, I understood according to the translation that you don't celebrate those days. But I guess what you meant is that you don't have days off, maybe. Let me see, Alitza. If you could translate for me, Maria, for her, so I can understand. Let me check, and then we're gonna go straight into our recognitions. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna translate. And welcome to my friend from Croatia, Stefan. Stefan, you're in Croatia or in Serbia? I guess you're in Serbia, right? Stefan. I always mess up. She celebrates both, but there is no day off. Okay, so that is what I understood, that you do celebrate it, but you don't get days off. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, so let me just get into the word of encouragement that I'm gonna give to all of you, and then we're gonna, as I said, as you're probably joining in just a few seconds, minutes ago, we will go one by one in our not only strategy, but I would love to know what is the most challenging thing for you to make it big in NH Global. And I want you to give me a good number. What could be the number in your head that you could think, uh, awesome, in Croatia they celebrated. That's beautiful. We do it here too. Let me know a good number that you think in your head that could be an amount of money that actually will give you that will give you peace. You still go to work, but you have everything covered and you're okay. That could be, let's say that you keep your job. I'm not telling you to go and quit your job, but you have your job money coming, but also from NH Global that you put in a couple hours a week, you get a specific amount, and this makes your life comfortable and it makes your life easier. I'm not saying that this is a number that will make you financially free, but I want to know that number so I can understand. And then we're gonna break through the mindset. And this is so cool because, you know, what would you rather have? Just the training and see if you can apply it later on your own, or specific tailor-made design training for you to excel this coming year and the end of the year. I guess, the second one, right? Because, and I love to do trainings for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, but I think it's more beneficial, and I love it that there's not a lot of people here with us. It's more beneficial if we make it personal. Wouldn't you agree? Just say yes or say no in the comments so I can know. And I'm gonna bring out my PowerPoint, and as I do, I want to give you a word of encouragement before we get into our training and into our yes, yes, thank you, Maria, Angelica, and Stefan. Now, this is a word of encouragement. Right now, during this season, we all, because there are different people in our community, they celebrate other um, celebrations, other holidays and things. And mostly everyone in this chat celebrates Christmas, which is good. I mean, there's nothing wrong or bad of being from a different, belief or perspective, but this fits us very well. And of course, if there is somebody watching who does not celebrate Christmas and you're watching this in a replay, it might apply to you as well. Might not apply for the season, but for the end of the year. So this is my word of encouragement. First of all, I'm going to encourage you to really look at your year. Maybe you take your phone and you take day pictures. You go to your pictures in your phone and go through the months. Go through, last December, what were you doing? Like, let's say, what were you doing on December 16 last year? What were you doing in Christmas? What were you doing in the end of the year? Just take a look at those things and also evaluate, some of the pictures of every month. And then realize that you might have had a year that might have been hard, I don't know, or very easy, but you're not in the same spot as you were a year ago. Wouldn't you agree with me? Just type here in the chat, yes, no, or I had a really horrible year, and that's also valid. You can also comment and complain here, and we're gonna just give you a virtual hug, and we're gonna grab you in a lot of love. If you had a hard year, just also type it. Be real. I think that there's nothing wrong, and that is why we have this community. Yes, we are in a very good spot, all of us. And I'm going to tell you one thing, it's not all about finances, not all about money. It's not all about, business, business, business. But you have to remember why you started business in the first place. And as you go, and my word of encouragement is that you and I are very blessed to be alive. First of all, it might not be, the financial number that we wanted. Might be. I don't know, maybe you did reach your goals. I don't know. And I don't want you to come and tell me, well, I did not. And we're not going to do anything negative. I want you to be in terms of thinking positively and in a way of being thankful for what we have. And from those things that were not able to accomplish, then, make a plan so we can go and do great things. So take the notes of this, go through your phone, go look back, then look at all the months, and then just really reflect on what could you have done better for your business. And this could also apply for other areas of your life, but let's talk about business. What could you improve in your business? What could have been the best thing, or what was the best decision that you had? Like, I know that Maria, and I know that there's people here who also have been working towards qualify for the trip. And how many of you here qualified for the last trip for Venice? Just Maria. Let me see who else. Maybe some of you did, or you were very close. If you were very close, just put here, I was close, but I didn't make it. Just type it here in the chat. So some of you made it to the trip. Some of you, well, actually one in this chat and this Zoom. Some of you did not. And you don't have to type anything either. I don't want to put you on the spot. But I want to tell you that once you do this review of all of the pictures, maybe videos of the things you did during the year, let's talk about today what could I have done better? First of all, you're alive, you know, and if you're not having a camera on, that's fine, but just raise your hand wherever you are. And if you're alive, just raise your hand and be thankful. That's the very first thing you need to do. If you have your feet, you can walk. Maybe you have a little pain when you walk, maybe you don't. But can you walk? Just type here in the chat. Yes, I have my hands, I have my feet, I have food. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. Yes, and everybody's just putting here, yes, thank you, thank you. Let's be thankful, but not satisfied. I want to leave you with this training before. I think that before I bring on the recognitions, I want to just take these 5 more minutes to tell you that we need to be thankful. Thank you, Alexa. We have Charles here. We have Oyebola. Charles, where are you coming from? Good to have you here, sir. Um, yes, we're thankful. Stefan, everybody, Oyebola, Alexa. But this is going to be called 5 minutes of thankful but not satisfied. This is how entrepreneurs think. Charles from Nigeria, welcome, my friend. Welcome. You need to be thankful but not satisfied. This is how entrepreneurs think. Entrepreneurs take risk. I mean, let's be honest. To open a business, even if you just open your own shop, you are taking a risk. First of all, the very first risk you're taking is your social outlet, which means how people are going to perceive you. Because some people think, when somebody starts a business, whether it's network marketing or not, they think that entrepreneurs are crazy because they don't have security. And let's face it, we don't. There's nothing secure in life. Even if you have your own job and you're seeking your pension and you have your holidays already lined up, nothing is for sure. You don't know if tomorrow the company you work for is going to go broke, or if they're going to fire you and they're going to hire somebody that has, I don't know, is younger, they charge less. You don't know. We don't know if tomorrow we're gonna make it, and we're gonna be in the street and somebody's gonna come and hit us. We have no clue. Everything's a risk. But when you talk about entrepreneurship, a lot of people, a lot of people just think in terms of the first word that I gave you. Just be thankful. Just be thankful. Just be okay with what you have. I mean, we are thankful. That's why I told you, do this thing later on, maybe not right now. Go through your pictures and just see where you are. You're in a better position. You're in a better, probably better shape. I'm gonna be very honest. I'm in better shape than just a few days ago. I was a chunk. I went to Europe and I ate like there was no tomorrow. I got home and thank goodness, thank God that I am doing better. So you need to realize that yes, this is a good mindset, but going to also disclose something that you might think, that you might not think, but it is a trap. How many of you know that this mindset is a trap? You're gonna be thinking like, Danny, really for real? Like you're thinking that it's a trap, that I am actually and if you wanna join me later, I might do a Facebook Live about this, but it is a trap. Let me see. How many of you know that this is a trap? To think that, oh, at least I have food. At least at least I have health. At least I did not hit my goals, but at least, I have a family. How many of you have seen this? Just type it here in the chat. Yes, we think in terms of this, but then I'm gonna scramble your brains. This is a trap. Do you know that? Did you know that for entrepreneurship it is? I mean, I'm not talking about spirituality. Yes, we need to be very thankful. All of us have, strong faith. Most of us are celebrating Christmas. But like, did you know that this is a trap? Yes, Charles says that it happens a lot of times. Maria as well. Did you know this was a trap? This mindset? You probably did not. But thinking in terms of at least I have a home, at least I have food. I want to tell you one thing. You should not at least have those things. These are a given. These are things that, yes, we thank our creator for everything. But, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a provider, especially, those who are the head of the home, or you're your own boss, your own head of your home, you need to be responsible for doing better every single day. And if you have children, it is our responsibility as parents to teach them to go and do above and beyond what we have done. Yes, that is our responsibility. That's why this training is called, and I'm about to close. I told you 5 minutes, and I promise you I'm not gonna lie. So it's called, thankful but not satisfied. You know, okay, blessed but not satisfied. And why? The reason why? Because while we are thankful for everything, this is the moment to actually take action. Right now, you still have a little bit less than 15 days to think in terms of what you did not do this year and maybe still do it. I don't know. Maybe still lose those 2 pounds or 2 kilos or 5 kilos. I don't know. Maybe still get another customer. Maybe still get, if you promise yourself you will get a customer every single day for, the entire year, or a customer every month, you can still get a couple of customers. There's still time. There's still time to plan your 90-day run. If you do not know what that is, hold that thought. We have videos about that. I'm not going to go into that. So, not satisfied means that it doesn't matter the amount of success that you have, you need to always strive for doing better. This is how big thinking happens. This is how, the visionaries of this world have lead, our communities. How? Well, first of all, I have known people, I know I want to tell you about a story of a guy, and I'm going to close with this and I'm going to go to recognitions. I'm going over my 5 minutes and I apologize. But I recently we took some friends to a factory here in Nashville, well, in near here where we live. I don't drink whiskey, but I want to tell you that we went to check a whiskey distillery. This is the Jack Daniels distillery. Have you ever heard about the Jack Daniels? Type it here in the chat. I'm not promoting drinking because that's bad. That's not, you know. Yes, Maria says yes. Jellica, Stefan, okay, perfect. If you drink, I don't judge you. I'm gonna tell you one thing: drinking and doing health and wellness. I mean, if you do it once in a while, I'm not a doctor. I'm not your pastor. I'm not your priest. I'm not your mom to tell you what to do. But I am a friend, and I can tell you that alcohol promotes inflammation, and it can also cause cancer. So you knock yourself out. It can also cause a lot of financial distress. It can cause domestic violence, and some other ugly, violent stuff. So just kind of like, think about that and make your own decisions. But we went to this place because our friends came, Dino's friends came from Ohio. We took them there. This is like a museum. So we went in there. And I'm not saying that I love drinking because I don't. I don't even drink whiskey. So, but for me, it was very interesting this story that I'm gonna tell you. This guy, Jack Daniels, whose name is, I think, Jasper Daniel something. His name wasn't even Jack, but he was mistreated when he was 5, 6 years old. His mom died when he was born. So this is what I want to put in your heart. That even this is for distillery and it's alcohol, whatever, you can translate it for your own life. Because I am going to tell you, I did not live his life. He had a really ugly life. When his mom had him, when she gave birth to him, she passed away from complications of his birth. So he didn't have a mom for the rest of his life. So his father remarried a person that was really ugly with him. Since he was like age 3, 4, they are saying in this museum that this lady, which is the stepmom of him, was his stepmom, was abusing him physically. She will beat him up. She was ugly. She was just not nice, to the point that this young boy decided to leave his home. He left his home when he was 7 years old, actually 6 years old. And he went to work. Just imagine this. He went to work for a priest, a minister of a church in, that area. He went out of his home. He escaped and he told the minister, "Can you give me a job and a place to stay because they beat me in my home?" So he actually was hired and was staying with a man in that area, a priest or pastor, however you want to call it. And there he met, a guy who was a slave. This was in 1870, whatever, a long, long time ago. And this slave became his friend. And this pastor actually did whiskey for a business. And they used to sell these things for pharmacists. Let me tell you that even pharmacists and doctors recommended whiskey back in the day. I don't know why, but they did. So when he grew up, and by the time he was, I think, 16, 17, he founded his own distillery. He bought land. So imagine, he worked really hard since he was 7. He was a boy, he was a child. He didn't have a childhood. I mean, you and I have everything to succeed. We have a roof above us. We probably didn't have, I mean, some of us who I was a victim of domestic violence. And I know that life was not easy for me at some time. But right now, man, we have everything to succeed. We have a great company. We have a great compensation plan, great products. You have great people that are behind this ship, which is NH Global, who trust in you, who love you, and who provide everything for you. We have people employed for you. We have people employed on customer support, shipping. We have people in marketing. We have people in social media. We have people everywhere. We even have people doing emails, and we have over 8 people on staff working for you. So if that doesn't tell you a lot, I know that we don't have a whole bunch of people, but we're living in the technology age where, everything that we do a lot of AI in our systems. So we optimize, and imagine you have everything to succeed. Now, going back to the story, let me tell you one thing. This guy, and I'm gonna close. I know that I promised it was 5 minutes, but it's not. This guy, just from his heart and from a very ugly environment, he could have done two things. He could have been an alcoholic or somebody that wasted his life, or he succeeded and he chose the path of success. He didn't have children, he didn't marry anybody. He died very young from gangrena. I'll tell you how he died. And it was an accident and things, but he created an empire in the industry of liquors. I know that it's not the best industry, but he did something great and everybody knows his name. And he came from the bottom, from nothing, from escaping a really ugly situation, from being literally working since he was 7 years old. And then, he had his company and he did really well. One of his brothers eventually became a governor for Tennessee because of him. So imagine the lives that he impacted just with one vision. And he had a lot of challenges. He had a lot of disappointments. He had a lot of bad breaks. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you all the story. Go Google it. It's very impressive what he built from nothing. From nothing. So now I'm going to ask you today, how long will you wait? How many more years are you going to stay in the same place? How many more years are you going to stay where you are right now? I know that you probably are very comfortable, but I'm gonna tell you one thing, friends. Life has more than just saving every penny. Life has more than just, I'm just gonna go on the cheapest train. I'm just gonna not spend too much because at the end, this is the conversations that we used to have. Me, when I had an employer, I used to save every single thing. I used to look at the menu and, oh, I'm not gonna buy this, I'm not gonna buy that. I don't need clothes at the end of the year. The kids will get their things. When I had the babies, they were babies, and I just don't need anything. This is not life. I'm gonna tell you one thing. When you stop expanding, you're being you're being selfish. Not because I want you to go and work or overwork yourself, but you need to think in terms of what is the number. And I'm going to ask you right now, what's the number that will make your life comfortable? I want to ask you three numbers right now. Okay, and Stefan saying that cancer cells eat more sugar than regular ones. Yes, they do. So that's why we don't do sugar in his home. Or, sugar also is bread. So if you eat bread and pasta, well, that's also sugar. So you have it there. That's like a little nugget, so you can watch what you eat. Okay. What is the number? Maria, Jellica, uh, Stefan, Oyebola, Charles. What is the number? What is the number that will make you, say, you know what? With 1,000 euros, I'll be okay. Or with 500 euros, I think that I can have an okay life, a comfortable. Let me see. I want to hear your number. That's the first number. Don't hide. I'm here. I know that you're probably cooking dinner. 800, 100,000 pounds. A year, Charles? 2,000 euros per month. Okay, perfect. So Charles is talking about pounds. Yeah, I know that you probably are in the UK. Yes. Yeah, that's comfortable. Charles, are you in the UK? Let me see. Charles. Charles is in the UK, probably. Anyways, yes. Uh, all right. He's in Nigeria. Well, in Nigeria, that's too much. No, I'm just kidding. But in Nigeria, what is comfortable in Nigeria? Let's talk about a real down-to-earth number. 10,000 for Maria, Alitza 3,000, 1 million, and yes, pounds are very strong, but let's face it, in Nigeria, uh, if you're making 200 million naira, you're kind of like, okay, you're uh, a month. But a year for Nigeria, Charles, unless you're doing NH Global for a couple years, 100,000, is possible with us, 100,000 pounds. There's actually a couple people in our company that are making that much, and they started just 5 years ago. So, 20 million naira. Yeah, yeah, that's good. 20 million naira. Yes. Now, let me tell you one thing. Will you be okay living the same way? And let's say that next year, 2026, December 16th, let's say that God willing, He gives us life, and then we come to a training around this time next year. Will you be okay? Will you be okay with the same amount of money that you have right now? Will you be okay with this level of life? If you're okay, then probably this company is not for you. But if you're not okay, I want to know, and I want to know the honest truth, because even if you will be comfortable, I still will be your friend, and I will still love for you to come to the trainings. But I want to know, will you be okay? Let me check. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just turn down the volume of the stove and put it on the side and kind of type it here. No, okay. Oyebola, who else? Won't be okay. Well, yeah, that's amazing. My Nigerian friends, Hungarian friends. No, Maria. Then we need to have a serious talk with ourselves. Jellica is saying no. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. I love these responses because I know now what you need. What we need to be okay, which is the first step. The first step will be by mid June or the end of June of 2026 that you get to the comfortable level where your mind can relax. And if you can do it even before, you're gonna be able to think better. I'm gonna tell you how these things work. And let me do the recognitions, and then we're gonna go into um, every single one of you telling me what is your challenge, because I'm gonna give you in less than 1 minute a plan to each of you. And then we're gonna strategize how we can go the extra mile so we can double it. Because if you know how to make the 800 euros extra, the 1,000 euros extra, the 3,000 euros extra per month, you will be able to duplicate this again. So you will not be only comfortable, but you will be relaxed and you will be able to think properly on better solutions. The reason why you're struggling in the business, and I'm gonna be very honest with you, is because sometimes we worry too much because we don't know how things are gonna work out. That's how I operated for many years. And the solution is for you to think what will pay the bills, will make you comfortable to work to that number. And that is the very first goal. I don't want you to think about, millions and billions of dollars. I want you to think about your brain relaxing, knowing everything's okay, so you can think in terms of not having like a drama of your brain going like that. Go and find out about the amygdala, your amygdala going like that. Because when you are not stressed, and money has a lot to do with stress, when you know that you can cover all of your expenses, you can actually give to some people, or maybe take a better, holiday, or maybe ask for more days at work because you know that you're gonna be okay. You can take better decisions. Okay, now I know the number, and I'm gonna go into the recognitions before we go forward, and hold the thought right there. Hold the thought. We have our top enrollers. First of all, we have Asmira from Kosovo with 5% customers with 911 business volume. We have Aldisa from Germany with 3 personal customers with 731 business volume. We have Adnan from Macedonia with 3 personal customers with 190 business volume. We have Edina Memovic from Germany with 3 personal customers. Mirjana from Serbia with 2 personal customers. We have Ramia from the United States with 2 customers. We have Leordian from Belgium with 2 customers. We have Dafina from Montenegro with 2 customers. We have Sanja Rabusa from Croatia with 2 customers. And we have Jasna Bilic from Serbia with 2 customers. Congratulations, superstars. And then we have Our newest ranks, we have Aldisa from Germany from partner to two-star partner, Asmira from Kosovo from three-star partner to four-star partner. We also have Ramilla from the United States from participant to one-star partner, and we have Redzifa Meta from Slovenia from partner to one-star partner. So now I'm gonna go back. Let me stop sharing this. I'm gonna go back to each of you. And I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna start with Mr. Charles. And I just picked your name because you're at the bottom of my screen, not because I'm in any. I just picked you randomly, so don't think anybody that I'm just going to omit you or not care for you. Mr. Charles, if you want to open up your microphone, that's fine. But I think that the best thing might be that you type so we can have this express meeting, so we're not gonna make it long. Type here in the chat. We start with Charles, then we go to let's go to Alitza, then we go to Oyebola, then we go to Stefan, and then we go to Amabella and then Jellica. Or any of you, just type it here in the chat. What is your biggest challenge for getting customers and partners? What is your biggest challenge? What is the thing that you struggle the most with? And of course, you also, Maria, you need to do that. So let me see. And if you don't want to participate, that's fine as well. But I would love to help you design a tailor-made plan. So for the next 6 months, you're going to be focused on creating stability for your finances. And then we're going to explode. Then we're gonna do double, double. Let me see. Who goes first? And you can also open up the microphone, but recommend, I do recommend that we do text it here. Let me see. Anybody? I can't believe you don't have challenges. Somebody has got to. Phone call is my challenger. Can you explain me that, Jellica, a little bit in depth? Because I don't understand the phone call is my challenger.
Yes, I have a lot. Hi to everybody. I
Hi.
have a lot of people, and I want to call them, but when I did, they just said, "I don't have a time. I don't want it," and that's call finish very quickly.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. Piece of advice. Who's your mentor?
Maria Bertic.
Okay, perfect. Do you work with him like one on one, or is he gone?
Yes, she's my neighbor. We
Oh,
see
she's your
each
neighbor.
other
Oh,
very
Maria.
often.
Okay,
Maria.
perfect, perfect. So this is what I'm going to give you as a piece of advice. First of all, do chats. Like instead of calling people, set up a meeting for a coffee. Nobody's going to turn you down. I mean, Balkans, go to coffee shops. And you meet. You just like, hey, let's go for a coffee. I have some news. I want to connect with you. What do you want? It's like you don't say anything. You just tell them, let's just go and have coffee, have some ideas I'm running through my head, and maybe you give me your opinion uh, about it. If you admire them, you need to ask for their opinion. If they have a little bit more finances than you, or you think that they're entrepreneurs, ask them to get some ideas for you. If they admire you, if they're people that trust you 100%, then you tell them, I have something that I want to share with you. So it's very simple. Just meet them.
Okay.
Don't call them. Because they like, yes, that happens. They're gonna ignore you. And people have things to do. So right now is the perfect timing to go for coffees because everybody's cold, first of all, in the Balkans. Maybe after work, you can go for a coffee. Let's go meet for a coffee. You meet with friends for coffee, right?
Yes.
That's what Balkans do. I love Balkan region. I love it. 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 We don't have that here in this area of the world. We have just restaurants or Starbucks or something like Starbucks that closes at 6 or 7. And you guys have places where they can even close at 10, 11. And you meet and come on, tell me the truth. You will meet your friends even if you have to go to work tomorrow at 8. You can meet them at 9 or at 10. You would, right?
Yes.
You guys do. I mean, come on, yeah. So that is the biggest thing that I'm going to recommend you do. Don't call them for that. Don't give them an opportunity to hang up on you or to say no. Meet them, hang out with them, and they're gonna tell you, so what's up? But just tell them I have something that I want to share with you. And then you tell them, I'm doing this, and you point out stories. If you want stories, uh, we can create a group with Maria and you and me and Dino, and we can strategize what stories you want to give. Okay?
Okay.
And if they ask you for, you're not gonna give a presentation. You're just going to tell them, I'm doing this is the ideas, and I'm just expanding here in this area, and it's really nice. And then you tell them about such and such person in Serbia, such and such person in in Hungary, these people in Slovenia, and they are doing great things. And then your vision, I am working towards, adding, another 1,000 euros to my income. And, it's very easy. You tell them, the pros, why you like it. And I want to see if this is something that's interesting for you, or if you have like anybody or an advice, if they are entrepreneurs for me, or if you can recommend a person that might love this idea of what I'm doing. And they say, well, if they say yes, set up another meeting. Hey, okay, so let's meet for coffee next time. So maybe in 2 days, 3 days, next week, you set up the next meeting. You never leave the place without the next meeting. Some people, this is going to happen to you. When you meet them, they will buy something or they will join. I'm gonna tell you, say yes or yes, Jellica. When I meet somebody in a coffee shop, because of friendship, and because of how much we connect, we do something. Either they buy something, or they ask me for the link, or they ask for more information, but they never ghost me. Those who ghost me is because I'm on the phone making calls. Yes, it's good to make calls, Jalika, but I think that you need to take the approach within your own culture, which is go for coffee. Okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Anybody else? Anybody else here? And you know what? One piece of advice, Jalika. Try to involve your mentor. If they have questions, even if you know the questions, let your mentor know. Like if you're on the phone or if you're in the coffee shop, let them know that you will call them so that they'll answer the questions for your friends. Why? Because your friends trust you, but they don't think you're an expert, even if you are. That's how it works in this industry. All right, who else? Who else? Let me see.
Hello, good evening, boss. Here is Ebola.
Hey. Hi, dear Madame Ojebola, the boss. Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
My own challenge is on duplication
Mm-hmm.
because presently in Nigeria, a lot of people pay more attention on all this quick money.
Yes.
You understand, ma? So I have challenge in that a lot of people that have joined this business through me, some of them are not ready to promote the business. They'll be giving me one excuses or the other. Despite that, they see what I'm doing. Instead of them to inculcate into my activities, they will just keep on telling me story, which I'm really tired about their excuses. Finally, made up my mind that I'm going to use another strategy to promote my business, but I don't know if there is a way you can help me in this aspect.
Yes, I want to know what is that you're doing to promote the business, and I want to know who are these people that are not duplicating. Do you have probably like a couple of them, right, that are in your business?
Yes, So far I've registered like maybe 8 or 9 people. And
Awesome.
also I have some other people also that have registered, but they are yet to place order. And I've also created a group, have trained them. At least I've scheduled like 2 meetings, just one time that at least I think I had like 6 of them on that Zoom presentation where I try to educate them about the product. I also shared my testimonials, you understand, and the enthusiasm was there that particular night. All of them started sharing the product, and also I created some flyers. I still have some in my group as I'm speaking with you. I
Mm-hmm.
created some flyers, give some benefit, and I asked them to duplicate the same. And
Mm-hmm.
if
Mm-hmm.
they have any problem, they should reach out to me so that I can help them to close their prospects. But they are not, it's not, let me just say, it's not yielding result. Maybe some of them, majority of them are civil servants. You understand, they so much depend in this aspect of their monthly income. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
so, and the way I promote my business on online, both online and offline, sometimes I will schedule a mini presentation in my house or with my colleagues or some other people outside, like the one you just discussed. I've done this in the past, but not with my present team now. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, it is when they encourage you that you can say, okay, let's do this together. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we tell them, this is what I'm doing. Copy this and post it on your status. And I will also show them the result I'm making. That is the number of people that are reaching to me through my promotion or through my post. And I also tell them that this is how, at least in a day, I do like 10 to 20 follow-ups. So I will also give them some of this clue, but they are not ready to yield. But I know maybe they are not the right person for me to build the business anyway. That is what I that is what I think. But I know that God will do what
I'm
is
gonna
there.
First of all, um I'm sorry, did I cut you short? You can go ahead and continue talking if I cut you short.
No, I'm already done.
Okay, well, first of all, congratulations for all your efforts. I think you're doing the right thing. What I adjust a little bit is that I will add more testimonials. Like I don't know what you're doing online. Try not to put the name of the products or the name of the company because you're making a promotion for me and Dino and NH Lobo, but that doesn't serve you. Okay? We want you to be successful. We don't want you to promote the company for the company to be successful. We want you to be the expert to become for your team. All of you here, you need to become at some point your ex for or as an expert. You might have a mentor, but you know that mentor, you need to promote your mentor. If you still do not make more than 50 euros a month or more than 100 euros a month, you need to use somebody else. However, what you're doing is really great. What I'll adjust is for whatever you're doing on the promotions online is great, but I'll add testimonials of product. Going to a New Hope Global, New Hope Wellness, NH Hope. I can't even, I mean, I'm so sorry. I need coffee or I need refine. Let me just tell you the name of the group. And you know which one I'm saying, right? The New Hope Wellness. Sorry, New Hope Wellness. Go in there. There's a ton of testimonials. Screenshot them and then you can create your flyers with this. What I'll do is I wouldn't print out flyers unless this is your culture, and maybe it is. I don't know. I What we do in Mexico and the US, we share screenshots or we share stories, or I put things in my stories, or the people in the Balkans, those of you who know some of those people who are having a lot of customers, they actually share a lot of testimonials, a lot of them. So you're gonna have a good customer base. However, I'm gonna tell you for Nigeria, those of you who are in Nigeria, the product is very expensive because of the exchange rate, and we're very aware of that. Right now, we're running a promo, so you need to also emphasize this part that the price is a bit different, so people can actually engage. We are on the process of creating products specifically only for Nigeria, so you can have a better starting point and also a product that is targeted for Nigeria and Africa. But for right now, what we have, what I will do is, because there are still people who can afford refine or enhance at least for, one bottle a month or every 2 months, so they can improve their health. There are still people that can do it. Now is how you present it, how much value you give to it. If you give the proper value, it doesn't matter if the product is $100, people are going to go and find the money to buy it. If they see, yes, there is a different promo. It's not a promo, it's a different pricing that we have in Europe. In Europe, the pricing is very expensive. If you take the things into Nigeria, it's actually, outrageous. It's like close to a month salary. Okay, then I'm gonna answer also Stefan question. So give me a second, Stefan. Oibola, suggestion to sum it up, add more testimonials. What you're doing on the one-on-ones, amazing, absolutely incredible. If you have a mentor, include them. If you don't have a mentor that is available, ask me, text me. You have me on WhatsApp. I'm on the groups. Me or Dino can help you. And any of you, we're here to help you. Sometimes we can't, but immediately, but if we plan it ahead of time, we can help you, especially when you have a live meeting in your home and people say, well, you know what? I'm going to bring one of the owners. People are like gonna be like, really? That's attracting people. That's like if you plan out an event, a small event, you invite people, I don't know, to a coffee shop. I don't know how it is in Nigeria, but in Mexico, there were Starbucks or there were coffee shops where they had a meeting room. I invited my friends, everybody paid for the drinks. Sometimes I paid for their drinks so they could come and look at the presentation. We do have a presentation, and in the presentation is amazing. You are adding the testimonials and your own testimonial, but you need to wrap it up with the golden belt. How? You need to add your mentor, and you need to edify other stories, like from the people in the Balkans who are constantly making from 3 to 5 to 10,000 euros a month. We have people they don't come to the calls because they have their own language. They come to the Balkan calls, and that's where they are. But Stefan knows them, and most of you know them. So that's what I will add, madam. If you want to have more advice, reach out to me. I will be able to help you as well. So we're not gonna be here for a long time. Stefan, would that work, Oyebola? You can text me, ma'am. You can text me, madam, and we can chat more in depth, but you're doing amazing. You are doing great. All right, so how do I better at education in coffee live talk? I do that with a paper and pen a couple times. Stefan, can you explain me text? What do you mean? How can you edify the invitation, or how can you do better at the coffee shop meetings? Can you explain me? You can either open up the microphone or just type it in the okay, yeah, yes. How can you better edify the coffee shop meetings? How can you do a better job in these meetings? Is that what you're saying? Yes, right? Okay, perfect. Stefan, it is a process. First of all, do a lot of testimonials from product and from money, from people that are rank advancing. Go into the groups, into Facebook, of all of the people who are getting customers. And then just make a little story, this person, you can even erase their last name so they don't look them up, because you don't want to lose a prospect, okay? That's a plus. And you can edify the stories of the product and the stories of, the people who are making the money. Now, when you meet your friends, how you explain everything, you need to know, first of all, you need to exactly connect with them. And after that, they're gonna ask you, so what do you want to meet for? And you just explain them. You explain them the honest reason why you're there, and you want to run this information through them. And maybe you tell them, maybe we meet again so I can explain to you. But you need to give your story. I don't know what your story is, but let me give you an example. Mine is I found this company, I see that I have this idea of business because I'm a business person and I always lead with business, honestly. And we will always find the customers. There are people who lead with the mindset of having customers, which is fine. If that's you, in terms of just getting customers, then just tell your story about tell them about the company. Yes, when you're meeting there, yes, so absolutely, why not? And instead of telling them the name of the company, what you need to do, let me just give you a quick explanation how we'll do it. After I talk with them for 30 minutes, 20 minutes about, their family, how's everything, and they're gonna ask you, because when you ask questions, you need to ask them. You need to be interested in them. Because when they tell you everything, when they spill the beans, when they have tell you everything, they're gonna ask you, how about you? How are you doing? They're gonna ask the same questions. You just tell them, I'm doing great. I'm doing great at my job. My family is fine. And, I am working in a project expanding the market for a company. They're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna think it's another job. Okay. So they're gonna ask more questions. How is that? Well, I am helping this company in Croatia or Serbia or in the Balkan region, get more customers. And we have, our customers are people who need energy, cognitive function. We have different products for this, for that, for the other. And you tell them, about the vision of the company. And this company, it has helped me. And then you give your story. I have been able to get, I get, $50 extra a month, $100 extra a month. Or if you've made 500 euros, you need to tell them, at some point, this is how much I've made. And it helped me, with this, and I do it part-time. While, I'm working at this place, blah, 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 you explain and where you work, but I can still have time to help this company expand. And I have a plan for the future to, be like one of these people. And you mentioned them, people from Serbia, from Hungary. You can mention Maria, these people who travel the world, who are actually, there's a guy that bought his new home with this. So eventually, even if I don't leave my job, because you don't want to scare them to leave their security, even if I don't leave my job, I want to have the same amount of money, coming in from this company, so I can actually have, I don't know, so I can actually buy a home or whatever you want to tell them is your goal. Or I can record my own album. I'm going to record my album, and then I just would like to really, because I know you're a musician, dedicate my life to what I really love to do. And they're going to ask you, so what's the company? Well, the company, it's good that you asked. Let me just pull it out. You don't even give a presentation when you're in a coffee shop. Don't do it unless they ask. And then you meet again. What you do is you just pull out the phone. Okay, so let me just show you the link. They give us points so we can get, discounts. So here's my link. Check it out. And they say, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is nice. And you ask them, is it interesting to you? And they're like, oh yeah, I want to make money too. Or they're gonna tell you two things. Oh yeah, I would love to try these products. Oh, okay. So this is a product person. Oh yeah, I want to make money just like you, Stefan. I want to make money. And you're gonna tell them, okay, that's good thing. So maybe we can meet again. Let's meet, tomorrow. And they might just tell you right off the bat, no, explain me right now. When a person tells you, explain me right now. And if you have time, this is a shark. This is somebody you want to work with. Because you need to be relatable. Like you need to be like down to earth. I am still having this job. I saw this, there's a vision. These people are making a lot of money. The company is in all of these countries. I don't have to invest a dime to make money. And, I want to get to this point where I, actually can retire younger, or actually I can, do my own music, and have my own funding and just really do what I want. That's what I want to do. And these I see an opportunity. I see an opportunity that I can achieve my goals, with this company. I can achieve it. You're going to become so interesting. But you need to ask, they are going to ask you after that the name of the company. And then you ask, this is the crucial question. Are you interested? Because whenever they ask these questions, they're going to say, yeah, I want to try the products. That's a product person. And if they say, no, I want to make money too, like you, like, can it really be possible? Is it real? They're gonna ask you, is this a scam? I mean, do you know if they really pay them? Oh yeah, you tell them, and you pull out Facebook and tell them. Go to the NH Global Partners Facebook, page or Instagram page. Show them the trips. Yeah, you look, this is where the people have gone. That this is the events and things, and I really like it. I have seen it. It's real. And if you want to know more about it, we can meet again. It's free to join. You can just buy a bottle. Just try it, man. If you don't like it, you just don't buy it again. You don't have to. Some of those people who are for business, they're gonna be like, no, explain me right now. I want to know. Then just pull it out. You just need to be prepared and have your presentation on your phone. You need to be prepared. You need to be prepared. There's videos, there's many things that you can use. And if you want more information, reach out to me or to Dino, to both of us, or to your mentor. They'll guide you where to find this information. If you want to ask us, I can also later on post in our groups where is that you can find this information. Okay, Amabella, she has to go home. She's tired. Sorry, Amabella. Her challenge is getting customers, participants who also going to partner. Okay, text me, Amabella. You have me on WhatsApp, so we can chat when you're not famished, okay? You need to go eat. So I'm gonna leave you with these guys. If you want to know more next week, I think that we're gonna continue the same conversation. And please bring me some stories. I want to hear how it did go this week when you applied these things. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you very soon. Go eat, everybody. And I love you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.